Well, I came into it the back way. I have a bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and I was a police officer in Detroit for 10 years. But while I was in Detroit, I kind of had more of the social work instincts. Kind of wanted to help people, be with people, and I realized that being a police officer and helping people. So I started taking classes at Wayne State University in social work and psychology and counseling, and realized that's kind of what I want to do. So I went to Oakland University and got my master's degree in counseling. So I had to do like my student teaching, and then I had to do my 800 hours in counseling. And I was actually able to do my student teaching slash counseling at the Children's Village, which is through the Waterford School District. So I actually worked one full school year there, which is super interesting because I got to use like my law enforcement background, my criminal part, and plus working with kids, and then part of the education part. Well, if you want to work in the schools, I highly recommend you getting a teaching, getting a bachelor's degree in education, getting a teaching certificate, and then going and getting a master's in counseling with this like a postmaster's in school counseling, which means that you're certified to work in a school. And the easiest way to do it would be getting a teaching certificate. Really, I could say everything. I mean, working with teenagers, we deal with everything from, class scheduling, getting kids scheduled for classes, dealing with teacher issues, dealing with transcripts, getting kids prepared for college. Unfortunately, this economic state that we have a lot of kids that have issues with finances and divorce and just the unsettled things going on at home or in the community. So it's really nothing that we don't do. Again, being kind of more, sometimes we are their parent because they don't have that at home. Well, it's kind of funny because I don't think there really is one. I really don't. Basically working, I work probably 95% of my day with the same 5% of the population of kids. Unfortunately, there's such a needy population of kids who need everything from getting into trouble, getting themselves out of trouble. But I really don't have a typical day. It's hard because when something comes up or a kid's crying or a parent is in distress or, a teacher's having a struggle with a kid, there really is no typical day. I would say from the time I get here, the minute I get here to the minute I go home, I'm solving world hunger. That's how I feel every day. I definitely look for somebody who is an open mind, who's not does not prejudge people. You have to be a very good listener. You have to have lots of patience. I think that is key because you have to be very caring and helpful to people. And sometimes all somebody wants you to do is listen. Because sometimes when you work with kids, some of the teenagers that I work with, they've never had anybody listen to them. It just depends. It generally goes by the amount of years you work and your education. So I would say I think in Lake Orion it's anywhere from 42,000 you start at, and then right now I think the top pay is like around 100,000. I think positives is that I feel like I make a difference in people's lives every day, and I definitely would not do this if I didn't like it. I love my job. I love working with teenagers. I love the feeling that when you get like a nice note or a student tells you how important you are in their life, or someone when you feel like you're making a difference. That's definitely a positive. Some of the negatives, though, I definitely would say public perception on education. I think that people view teachers and counselors as part-time employees. They have summers off, they have holidays off, and weekends off, and we have this plush schedule of working 7 to 3, Monday through Friday. In all actuality, most of us, if not all of us, put in well over 12-hour days by the time you get home and answering emails and grading papers and doing the things you need to do is well over a 12-hour day. In addition to, another negative part would definitely be working with parents at times. Teenagers, I think, are great. Working with kids are great, but it's the parents that tend to be the problem, and I call it like crazy adults. We can work with kids all day long, but sometimes it's the adults. I think my advice I give to somebody is, you know, do an internship, a long-term internship, maybe like a couple months, just not stepping in for a couple days. I would say definitely work with maybe a counselor or somebody who you want to do a profession you want to do. I would say work with them, intensely, maybe 40-hour a week for a couple weeks to see if that's really what you want.